Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my brand new channel. If you know who I am, if you came from my old channel, then you know who I am. If you don't, then you just don't. Hi, I'm Ray. Nice to meet you. For the people who do know who I am and do remember me in something of a different background, it's because I'm actually moved in full-time in a camper. Camper life has been beautiful and it comes with its pros and cons, so I want to make some videos about it just in case anybody is wondering or wanting to switch over to alternative style living. I don't know if I put my 2 cents in there and let you know how it is being a woman of color, but also like a city girl who moved to the country and lives in a camper. So I will give you guys a tour. I don't really feel comfortable doing like the outside of where I live because I've seen people do something like that and then people found out where they live, and it's, I don't know, just for my own safety, I don't really want to show too much of the outside of my camper, but I will do a tour and tell you what kind it is. I live in a fifth wheel, so yeah, I don't know for sure what the foot, like if this is a 25-foot or a 27-foot, so it's in between them. I cannot find it on the camper like you normally would be able to, and the guy who sold it to me and my boyfriend also didn't specify either, so we kind of don't know, but we do know that it's a Jayco Eagle, and it's either a 25 or 27-foot Jayco Eagle fifth wheel camper, and it's older. It's a 1993. When you live inside of a camper, it's like submerging yourself in nature. So if it's raining, you can hear it rain inside, which is something that I absolutely love. And when there is lots of natural noises, so like crickets and birds, and you can just hear all of it from the inside of the camper. It's like some people pay for these sounds that come from nature. They pay for like sound machines, and we get it for free, so that's awesome, and I don't mind it whatsoever. I know some people might mind it, so that's why I'm telling you right now. Yes, you're gonna hear it rain. Yes, if it gets windy, you're gonna hear it. Also, if you've come from my old channel, it's extremely clear that I've lost weight, so I want to make some videos about weight loss and how I lost 50 pounds in just a few months by fasting. I want to do lots of videos on fasting if anybody's interested in fasting. One for disease reversal, another for weight loss. Like, there's plenty of benefits of fasting, so I'm gonna make different videos about that as well. This video is gonna be a quick video for people who are, one, this whole year has been like fucking insane. So there's a lot of people who are waking up spiritually. I'm one of those grateful people who got a chance to wake up right before this whole pandemic even started. In 2019, like the middle of 2019, I had a spiritual awakening, and I felt in my heart that something was going to happen in 2020. I couldn't tell you what it was, but I knew it was going to be life-changing, and I was like preparing myself in 2019 for whatever was to come in 2020. So a lot of people got a chance to see that on my old YouTube channel that I will not name here. A lot of my videos have been being removed by YouTube for the simple fact that knowledge is power. And if you know something that may be truthful in your soul, and it's not something that these major corporations really want you sharing or saying, they're going to remove it, like, period. A lot of people are going through their spiritual awakening right now, which I want to do, you know, separate videos about different topics involving spiritual awakening. But right now I just want to talk about why it seems like people around you, your spirit might irritate their demons. And I'm going to break that down in just a second. When you come into who you truly are, and you start living authentically to through your soul's purpose, it eliminates boundaries that you set for yourself. So a lot of what you thought you liked in life is going to drastically change once you start living from your soul purpose. Okay, you could have thought that you were just really interested in, you know, drugs, sex, money, all this stuff that may have intrigued you at one point no longer will intrigue you when you start living from your soul purpose. That's more when you start living through faith within yourself, which is the Most High. You are a part of the Most High. So when people tell you to trust in God, they're literally telling you to trust yourself, you know? So when you start trusting yourself and when you start living authentically to who you are, you're going to notice that it's going to be just like a inevitable detachment between you and the people you thought cared about you, and you and the people you thought you loved. You're going to start seeing them for who they truly are, and they're going to start seeing you for who you truly are. And it's going to irritate their demons. It's going to irritate the trauma that they have yet to deal with inside of them. It's going to be like a mutual detachment, okay? Throughout this entire year, I've lost friends. I've lost people that I love still, but it is what it is. So people tend to feel like if you don't believe in the same thing that they believe in, they don't like you anymore. And those people are living from their lower nature, because when you start to ascend and you start to move from a 3D consciousness to a 5D consciousness, you don't judge anybody based upon what they believe, because you understand that everybody is on the same journey. In the present moment, everybody is where they're supposed to be in their journey, whether they believe in getting vaccinated, whether they don't believe in getting vaccinated, whether they voted for Trump or whether they voted for Biden, or whether they didn't vote for either one of them motherfuckers, you know? So everybody is where they need to be. But some people, when they live within their lower nature, they get really irritated when their belief systems are not validated, because they don't, true from a soul purpose, they don't actually know if what they believe is true. They base what they believe is true based upon the validation through other people agreeing with them. So somebody who's living from faith and living in a 5th dimensional realm doesn't need people to believe in them. If they know something is true, it doesn't matter who believes it, you know, because they know it to be true within them. So it doesn't bother you if somebody doesn't believe you. But if you're still living from a lower nature, it's going to bother you because you're not sure. They're just basing their opinions off of what they've learned and information that was regurgitated, so passed down from family member to family member to family member. So we get stuck in these paradigms, like these belief systems that have been passed down to us, and we think that they are true because they have been passed down to us. But truly, it's indoctrination being passed down through generations. So you don't know if what you believe is true unless you feel it from within. Yeah, you can tell who truly is walking by faith and doesn't need validation from other people to believe if something is true. Those people don't live in the same world as you. And that's another thing. Yes, we live on the same planet, but we all live in different worlds. Like, all of our worlds are completely separate from each other's, because you cannot see through my lens and I can't see through yours. Your childhood and your upbringing could have been completely different from mine. So what you believe in your life to be true can be completely different from what I believe in my life to be true. Do you understand? So we may live in the same planet, but we live in totally different worlds. Okay? And that is just the way it is. So that it's a beautiful thing, but also you have to be able to see that so that you can understand that your perspective is personal to you. It's not the only thing that exists in this world. You can't be like, oh, if you don't believe in getting vaccinated, you're a terrible person. That's it. That is very, very immature. That's a really immature way of thinking of anything, because our intentions behind our belief systems is what matters. The intention you have behind whatever you believe is more important than whatever you believe at the moment, as a whole, as a collective right now. A lot of us want to separate from the people we love based off of what we believe, not based off of the intention. For example, I'm using these examples because they exist in this world. So you have some people who are pro-abortion, and some people who are not pro-abortion, that don't believe in abortions at all. But the intention behind it could be the same. They think, you know, it's better for humanity if people have an option on whether or not they want to carry a child. They should have an option on whether or not they want to keep or abort a child. And somebody else could feel like it's better in life, right? The same intent. It's better in life if people just had their kids and stopped killing them. We all want to see humanity prevail. We all want to see good in humanity. Whether what you believe is good to you or is bad to someone else, your intention is good. This is why I feel like there's a chance for humanity. We may not all share the same belief system, but we all have good intentions behind what we believe. Now, it's something different if you have bad intentions. Okay, if you personally work for the government and you know that these vaccines are going to kill a bunch of people, but you still keep saying everybody needs to get vaccinated, you have bad intentions. You're not a part of humanity and how we want better for humanity. You're not a part of that. You don't want to see humanity prevail. You want to kill people. Because of that, it should be hard for you to stay mad at somebody that you love. You know, you should be able to see that from that perspective and be like, okay, you know, we may have opposing opinions and opposing thoughts, but this person genuinely just wants to see humanity prevail. So why should I stay mad at this person? Whether we believe the same information, because everything that you think can exist already does exist in this world. Okay, whether you believe something is true or not doesn't make it false. Okay, there is no right or wrong in humanity. There's only perspectives. So whatever you perceive to be right or wrong becomes right or wrong. Because I could think whatever you believe is so wrong, and you could think whatever I believe is so wrong, and it could be right to me, and whatever you believe could be right to you, which means there is no right or wrong. There's only perception. For some people who think you're a conspiracy theorist because you believe X, Y, and Z, that doesn't automatically make that person wrong for believing in X, Y, and Z, because they could have done different research than you. They could have done more extensive research than something you quickly look up on Google, you know? Like, it could have been so much deeper than whatever sort of research you've done. I don't know. I know I'm going kind of all over the place, but what we need to work on, even people who see things from a lower plane of existence, who can't fucking get out of this box that they put themselves in. The people that you actually love, the people who are surrounding you, and the people who care about you the most, who may have opposing opinions than you should never allow it to determine whether or not you want to be involved with that person emotionally. Like, you should not just cut somebody out of your life because their favorite color is red and yours is blue, and you hate anybody who likes the color red. Like, a lot of people are putting these higher figures, so these political figures and these celebrities, above their family. Like, they're cutting their family off for voting for a certain person, or cutting their family off if their family believes that certain celebrities are involved in child trafficking. Like, they're cutting them off because they think they're conspiracy theories. You're not going to lay up in bed with these celebrities at night. You're not going to be able to call Obama and be like, I'm sick today. Bring me some Tylenol and a hot tea from the grocery store. You know who you can call to do that? The family member you just cut out. You can't call these people that you worship so deeply to your rescue. You can't call them to your rescue. At the end of the day, we have to understand that being right or wrong is based off of how you perceive information, how you're perceiving the world around you, based upon how you feel internally. What exists in another person exists inside of you as well. Like, duality exists for a reason. Like, you're not just this fucking cookie cutter box, this is the only way life exists type of person. You have another side to you. Just like there's a heads and a tails, there's a yin and a yang, there's a demonic force and there's an angelic force, and it all lives within you. Demonic forces are low vibrational frequencies, low thoughts that keep you in a state of fear. Angelic frequencies are based upon love, thoughts that keep you in a state of higher awareness, thoughts that allow you to have faith in yourself and faith in the universe, and knowing that everything is happening for your best interest. Even if it seems like shit, even if it seems like hell, there's a lesson to be learned. And when you learn that lesson, you activate new levels of awareness. You activate parts of your DNA. Okay, so you get an upgrade to your DNA anytime you learn a lesson. Okay, that's what life is about. It's about evolving. And the only way you can evolve is through trauma and pain and change. And so you have to be able to see that. If you never learn a lesson from something that caused you pain, you're going to keep experiencing that pain until you finally get tired of playing the victim and blaming everybody else outside of yourself for those problems, and you actually take accountability for those problems, and you learn the lesson from those problems, and then boom, you become a different person. And people around you may be like, ooh, you changed, I don't like that, you changed. Fuck them. People's true colors come out when you start changing. When you start changing for the better, it gets worse around you. Your surroundings get worse. For the simple fact that society has bred us to not like change. We think we're just supposed to be stagnant energy. We're just supposed to stay the same for the rest of our lives. That is terrible. You're going to be stuck in these bad situations that you feel like you can't get out of your entire life if you don't change. It's not a good way of thinking. It's not a good way of viewing yourself. You're a multidimensional being. You can see things from multiple perspectives. You're not stuck in a box that tells you life is one way and that is it. That is not who you are. If it was, you would never be able to change your mind. Changing your mind about something is seeing something from a new perspective, whether you understand that or not. That's being multidimensional. We're all programmed to be a certain way here on earth. In order to go within and work on yourself and really change and become the best version of yourself, you have to unlearn everything that you've been taught in society so that you can relearn who you actually are on a soul level, because you're not who you think you are. Period. You're not who you think you are. A lot of us, majority of us, walk the path that's already been paved for us. We take hold of this story that society already wrote for us. And so we think we're these people. We think that we're these stories and these situations that we go through, when truly you're not. You're just repeating history, because that story that you're living through has already been written for you. So, and it's been written for millions of people. So you can either make history or you can write your own story. You have to unlearn everything that you've been taught about yourself and then reprogram your mind to learn who you truly are. And you know who you are on a soul level. Once you start activating your awareness, it'll all come back to you. Everything that you want to know about who you are, everything that you want to know about what's happening right now in society and this pretty much this great awakening that's taking place on this planet, you already know all of that shit. You know it all. You know it all. Like, and so sometimes when people argue with me and they're like, oh my God, you need to just stop believing what you hear everywhere online and blah, 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 this new age shit you're following. It's not new age. And don't let anybody convince you that spirituality and finding out who you truly are is new age, because these practices have been passed down to us by our ancestors. Ancient Egyptians used to practice the same shit. It's not new. Again, this is what I'm saying. Like, if you can just be easily persuaded and convinced that something is the way it is because of what you see on mainstream media, you'll never know the truth. And that's when you don't know who you are and you're really confused about whatever the fuck is going on. You just believe anything. It starts to change who you are outside of yourself, because inside of you, you start, you build a stronger level of empathy. You see everything around you as being sentient, alive. This planet we're living on, this shit is a live entity, baby. Like, and it's female. And she not playing no fucking games with us no more, because we've been a virus to this planet for thousands of years. We've destroyed this planet. We've littered. We polluted the air. We don't give a fuck. We're like a virus to this planet, and she is kicking ass right now. Okay, so it's either you get in alignment with source, you get in alignment with earth energy, with Mama Gaia, or you out of here. Like, you're gonna suffer. And that's just, if you're not in alignment with source energy, the universe, God, whoever you believe in, your higher self, if you're not in alignment with your higher self or source energy, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer mentally, physically, and emotionally. And you're going to continue to suffer until you put yourself in alignment. You'll either have really bad anxiety and depression, and you'll always have like these thoughts and emotions that surface that you feel like you need to take care of. And if you don't take care of them, you're going to continue to suffer. Those thoughts and emotions that keep surfacing are helpful because it shows you where your shadow work lies. When people are like, oh, you need to face your demons, that's facing your addictions, that's facing the things, the shadow side of you that you don't tell anybody about, the problems that lie within you that only you know. That's the shadow work. The shadow work is whatever hurts you, whatever gives you anxiety, you need to face it. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, but that means you have to go through the darkness to get to the light. You have to go through whatever is fucking with you. You can't suppress it any longer. And when you work through it and you get to that, in the end of that tunnel, the light at the end of that tunnel, it feels so good. It feels so good. And you become a different person, and you make space within you for things that actually serve you when you get rid of everything that's holding you down and tying you down. Yeah, I don't know. I hope that this touches somebody who needs to hear it. But yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.